Broadcasting to you live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, this is TBC News. Our top stories tonight. President Dr. Samia arrives in Addis Ababa. Government allocates billions to improve ferry services. You can follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBConline, and get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages at TBConline. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has arrived in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to attend the 36th Head of States meeting of the African Union, AU. The 36th ordinary session of the AU Assembly will be held in Addis Ababa from February 18th to 19th, 2023, under the theme Accelerating African Continental Free Trade Area AFCFTA Implementation. The leaders' session is expected to discuss on combating climate change issues, overcoming challenges Africans face to ensure food security, and ways to accelerate the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. President of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has directed the Tanzania Atomic Energy Commission to continue ensuring promotion of safe and peaceful application of radiation technologies, nuclear science, and technology for sustainable socio-economic development. He was laying the foundation stone of the Commission's office and laboratory in Dunga Zuze, Central District, Unguja South in Zanzibar. Mwinyi asserts that the nation uses the nuclear technology in various fields and further reiterates the benefits of nuclear science and technology in growth of various sectors of the economy, including agriculture, livestock, energy, and health.
Taifa letu linatumia teknolojia ya nyuklia katika nyanja mbalimbali.
I want you to know that our nation uses nuclear in various spheres, so the management and control of the safe use of the radiation sources in this country is a very important thing. More in the development of our nation, I urge you to work hard to the best of your ability so that you can achieve all the existing plans as well as design more projects for the benefit of our nation. Nuclear science and technology has great benefits, so if used properly, it will be of great help to increase the speed of the growth of various sectors of the economy, including agriculture, livestock, energy, and the health sector.
Ukuaji wa sekta mbalimbali za uchumi zikiwemo za kilimo, mifugo, nishati pamoja na sekta ya afya.
Dr. Mwinyi further outlines the benefits of atomic energy, which has led to the government to strengthen the expertise and expand the scope of its application in the country.
Ofisi na maabara hapa Zanzibar.
Along with this project of construction of offices and laboratories here in Zanzibar, the government of the Union of Republic of Tanzania will continue with the construction of laboratories and offices in various regions, as well as the expansion of the scope of nuclear technology here in Tanzania in order to bring service to the people and facilitate economic activities. I am also aware that the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, through the Atomic Energy Commission, is completing the process of funding young Tanzanians to study nuclear science and technology in the best universities in the world. It is obvious that for these efforts will greatly help strengthen the capacity and expertise in our country to control and increase the scope of use of this nuclear technology.
Kwa matumizi ya teknolojia hii ya nyuklia.
The TAEC office in Zanzibar will include 27 offices, 6 laboratories, 3 conference halls, and security area. The Minister of Works and Transport, Professor Makambe Mbarawa, has directed the African Marine Company to repair the MV Magogoni ferry within 5 months, as specified in the contract. Professor Mbarawa made the remark in Dar es Salaam during the signing ceremony of the ferry, which will cost 7.5 billion shillings. Here are more details by Lulua Mohammed.
It is the signing ceremony between the government and African Marine Company from Mombasa in Kenya. The contract stipulates MV Magogoni ferry to undergo repairs for 5 months. The official guest of honor in this exercise is the Minister of Works and Transport, Professor Makambe Mbarawa, who urges the company to adhere to the specified time and standards.
Na Africa Marine mumepewa kama miezi mitano, lazima kazi hiyo muimalize kwa miezi mitano.
African Marines have been given 5 months and not more than that. The people of Kigamboni need services and we ask you to do the work and complete it on time as we agreed.
Kigamboni wanahitaji huduma. Kwa vile tunaomba sana mwende mkafanya kazi hiyo na muimalize kwa wakati kama tulivyokubaliana.
Minister Mbarawa is also asking the residents of Kigamboni to commute more through Kigamboni Bridge for this period. Furthermore, he gives clarifications on issue of allowing the private sector to provide ferry services at this time.
Tunaendelea na mchakato wa kuleta sekta binafsi.
We are continuing the process of bringing the private sector, but it will take time and we must ensure that Tanzanians get services, and not only by raising prices but to protect the interests of the people, because we are here to serve them.
Kwa vile sisi utapima zaidi, tunahitaji kweli sekta binafsi na tutatamani tulete sekta binafsi, lakini lazima tulinde maslahi ya wananchi, ndio ni muhimu. Sisi tuko hapa kwa ajili ya wananchi tu.
Some Dar es Salaam residents opens up on the importance of proper repairs for the ferry.
The small ferry has been very helpful. We are thankful that our government is working hard and putting efforts to repair this ferry.
We thank the government under the leadership of President Dr. Samia for acknowledging the residents of Kigamboni by solving this challenge.
The Kigamboni Member of Parliament, Dr. Faustin Dugulile, requests the debate on the increase in fares to end and shift the efforts to improve the ferry services, and the Ilala Member of Parliament, Musa Azan, instructs the company to make sure they follow the specified time and standards.
Tumepata tetesi kwamba TEMESA wana mpango wa kuongeza nauli za vivuko.
We have received a rumor that TEMESA is planning to increase ferry fares. Honorable Minister, this is not the right time, and I'm asking you to consider that these things need to be discussed. We ask you to strengthen and repair all the crossings, then we can discuss the toll issues afterwards.
Tengenezeni vivuko vyote virudi vikiwa katika hali nzuri, ndio tuje tujadili masuala ya kuongeza tozo hapa. Kinyume cha hapo, mimi niseme tu wazi kwamba hilo sitalikubali, na kwa niaba ya wananchi wa Kigamboni hatutalikubali.
Ni umuhimu wa kivuko hiki kufanya matengenezo, ni maslahi ya kulinda uhai na maisha ya Watanzania.
It is important for this ferry to be repaired in the interest of protecting the lives and the livelihoods of Tanzanians. I ask the contractors to be honest and loyal. The money has been paid by the Tanzanians. We argue to work reliably and professionally so that the agency does not cause problems and affect developmental activities.
Fanye kazi kwa kitaalam. Hatutaki mashine ije hapa ilete matatizo na ikaathiri maisha ya watu au kuleta balaa lingine na kuchelewesha shughuli za kimaendeleo katika maeneo haya mawili.
The MV Magogoni ferry has the capacity to carry 500 tons of cargo, equivalent to 60 small cars, 2,000 passengers, and it serves 60 to 80,000 people per day. Lulua Mohammed, TBC News.
The Executive Director of Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute, Dr. Peter Kisenge, says that Tanzania will host a meeting that will involve cardiologists, medical attendants, and critical patients, aiming to provide more knowledge for the medical experts. He added that medical statistics indicate that heart attack and coronary heart diseases are the leading causes of death in the world, and a large percentage of the deaths occur in countries south of the Sahara Desert.
Matatizo ya magonjwa yasiyoambukiza yanaongezeka kwa kasi.
Non-communicable diseases are increasing rapidly. More than 17 million people are those facing the problems of blocked coronary arteries, and out of 100,000 people, 1.6% lose their lives.
Asilimia 1.6 ya watu hao hupoteza maisha.
For their part, cardiologists reiterate that the increase in the magnitude of problem requires more medical training for the health experts and education to the society.
Watu zaidi ya milioni 200 wanakutwa na hili shambulio la moyo kila mwaka.
It is estimated that more than 200 million people are affected by this type of attack, and the statistics show that people who lose their lives live in the southern part of the Sahara Desert, and Tanzania is one of them. If we look at the statistics of our database, patients who were examined with the coronary arteries, approximately 52% of the people were diagnosed with this type of blockage of the arteries, and the treatment varies according to the way the arteries are blocked.
Na tunazibua hizo mishipa kwa njia ya kuweka kitu inaitwa stent.
We open the arteries using a stent, and the patient can be discharged after 24 hours if he or she is in a good condition. We thank the government for the machines we have and the efforts we put into the institution to continue teaching other doctors so that they can acquire the same knowledge.
Interventional cardiologists wapate juhudi hizi.
The conference will be held for 2 days in Dar es Salaam and will involve speakers from the United States, India, Argentina, and Egypt, while participants will come from countries in the East and Central Africa region. Tanzania and Angola have signed 2 memorandums of understandings, MOUs, to establish a joint permanent commission, JPC, and a memorandum of cooperation between the Center for Foreign Relations and the Venancio de Moura Diplomatic Academy of Angola. The agreement was signed today by Tanzania's Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Dr. Stagomena Tax, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Angola, Ambassador Tet Antonio, at the Embassy of Tanzania in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Tanzania ilikuwa mstari wa mbele katika kuzisaidia nchi za kusini mwa Afrika.
We have been collaborating for a long time. As you know, Tanzania became the front line in helping African countries to liberate themselves, and since then until now we have continued to collaborate in various areas. Today we have realized that we should formalize this by signing a memorandum of understanding that will enable us to have the joint commission, and we'll meet and talk together to raise issues that will work together for the benefit of both parties, but also as members of the Southern African Development Community, we'll be able to look at what has happened in our regions as well as internationally. We can work together in these 2 institutions of diplomatic colleges. Those who are going to join these diplomatic colleges will exchange experience and expertise. By doing so, will improve on various sectors.
For his part, Ambassador Antonio says that Angola is delighted with the decision of Tanzanian government to agree to establish a joint permanent commission, JPC, and expresses his government's keenness to cooperate in various fields for the benefit of both countries. Director of Medical Services from the Ministry of Health, Professor Pasco Lugajo, says the Tanzania pharmaceutical manufacturers should enter into joint ventures with international pharmaceutical industries to ensure the health sector in the country provides modern services including surgery and diagnosis. He made the remark during the 24th Medical Exhibition Africa Med Expo in Dar es Salaam.
These advantages has made us one of the most sought-after developmental partner within the East African region. So it is in the same spirit we remain optimistic that this expo will open numerous avenues for further partnerships as we impact together in the healthcare and well-being of our people. And that's why today we are also here with the Tanzania Investment Center, with EPZ, and with TMDA. All these are here to show how it is easy to invest in Tanzania.
Very big demand here in Tanzania for medical. So instead of Tanzania going, let's say, to Dubai or to Turkey or to Kenya or Uganda, we as an expo group, we thought it is wise to bring all that technology here.
The chairperson of the Tanzania Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association, Bashir Harun, thanked the government for establishing a conducive environment for investment in health business. He also stresses on the need for technological advancement on the sector.
Tanzania, I would like to assure you that Tanzania government is committed to support the investment industries and any other kind of industries which are required in our country. And we have a theme of Tanzania Viwanda. So within that, the Tanzania government has put an exclusive support to the health sector.
They want an advanced treatment like a test tube baby or IVF fixed treatment, we can advise them. So we also we want to help the African couple. Generally we charge $8,000 per patient per IVF treatment, but after seeing the country, after seeing the people, so we want to really help this African community, especially Tanzanians.
More than 50 trading companies in the health sector from 20 countries worldwide have participated in the Med Expo exhibition. Foreign ministers from 3 West African countries, Mali, Guinea and Burkina Faso, which are seeking reinstatement into the African Union, have appealed for Zimbabwe's support as a member of AU Peace and Security Council. Olin Dori reports.
Suspended from the African Union after coups in their respective countries, Abdoulaye Diop of Mali, Morisanda Kouyaté of Guinea, and Burkina Faso's Olivia Ruamba held talks with Foreign Affairs and International Trade Minister, Ambassador Frederick Shava, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to canvass for support as they seek readmission into the continental body.
We came to make a pledge that Zimbabwe, as a member of the Peace and Security Council, they can, during their meetings, draw attention on the specific situation of our 3 countries, because we wish to come back to the great family that is African Union, and we really wish to take part to all the discussion that are being held about our 2 countries.
Addressing the official opening of the 42nd session of the Executive Council of Foreign Ministers of the AU this Wednesday, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Moussa Faki Mahamat, said there is need to invest in silencing the guns and bring to an end unconstitutional changes of government.
African Union has been brainstorming institutionally on the humanitarian urgencies through the extraordinary session of the Assembly organized in Malabo, in Equatorial Guinea, which has been crowned with a declaration. The Assembly, or the Conference of Donors, in fact, has made it possible to mobilize $174 million American dollars.
Foreign Affairs and International Trade Minister Ambassador Frederick Shava, who also addressed the Council, noted that peace and security, along with resilient food systems and epidemic management, are critical in achieving Agenda 2063.
Zimbabwe welcomes the efforts being undertaken to operationalize the CDC, as indicated in the report of the Subcommittee on Structural Reforms. We advocate for strengthening of the CDC to enable it to deal with future epidemics on the continent.
Ambassador Shava also expressed Zimbabwe's gratitude for the donation of 150,000 United States dollars by the AU Subcommittee on Refugees in response to the devastation caused by Cyclone Eloise, as well as tropical storms Charlene and Anna last year.
Agricultural experts in East Africa are promoting eco-friendly technology known as push-pull, which use intercropping strategy to control agricultural pests and weeds using repellents and trap plants. Development partners from Europe and Africa are meeting in Mwanza to share experiences of push-pull technology, which intercrops cereals with legumes, fight off stem borers, eliminate parasitic weed, and improves plant productivity and soil fertility. More story by Reginald Desika.
Cereals including maize, sorghum, millet and rice are the main staple and cash crops for millions of small-scale farmers in sub-Saharan Africa. In recent years, the problem of stem borers and striggoids have become a nuisance to farmers and are threatening food security in maize-growing regions in East Africa.
Cereal crops, especially maize, ranks first among food crops in Tanzania. The crop is cultivated in many parts of the country. Despite of its importance, maize production is constrained with many factors such as poor soil fertility, insect pests, including the stem borers and the invasive species of fall armyworm, but also parasitic weed.
However, agriculture experts have found a technology which provides solutions to stem borers and striggoids by applying farming system in which maize is intercropped with legumes, desmodium and napier grass, plants which repel and trap agricultural pests.
Originally we developed for stem borers and the striga weed, but now it is controlling the fall armyworm. It is providing fodder because both the plants are perennial. It is improving the soil, and we have also found that it reduces the aflatoxin. Aflatoxin is very dangerous to the human health.
Small-scale farmers around Lake Victoria in Uganda, Kenya and Mara in Tanzania are said to enjoy benefits of push-pull technology.
It has taken me almost 30 years to develop this project and bring it. Now it is working in almost 20 African countries. So since Kenya started in Kenya, the maximum number of farmers are in Kenya.
In collaboration with Tanzania Agriculture Research Institute Taru Kiliguru, Upscale Projects plans to extend the technology to thousands of small-scale farmers in sub-Saharan Africa.
After this cover of push technology was implemented in Tanzania under several related projects at Taru Kiliguru. This includes adaptation and dissemination of push-pull technology.
Push-pull technology has significant benefits to farmers as it reduces costs of production, provides forage for animals, improves plant productivity, and conserves soil fertility. Reginald Sika, TBC, Mwanza.
That item concludes local news tonight. International news is up next. And here is Apasia Ringo with international news.
The president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, gave approval to the Nigeria Central Bank to extend the deadline to turn in some old banknotes until April 10 after cash shortage before presidential and parliamentary elections later this month. President Buhari said in a television broadcast that all 200 naira notes will continue to circulate in the economy alongside the new 1,000, 500 and 200 notes for more 60 days until April 10. He said he was moved by the hardships and pain people faced over the cash crunch and described the Naira policy as a positive departure from the past and said it represented a bold legacy, step towards free and fair elections by helping to curb vote buying in the next week general elections. Also, the Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari said his government will continue to assess the implementation with the view of ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened and asked the Nigeria Central Bank to make sure new notes become more available and accessible through the banks. But some state governments have taken the central bank to court, seeking to suspend the policy and allow Nigerians to use both the old and new notes until the banks are able to provide enough cash. The president of Mozambique, Filipe Nyusi, said the government has allocated $40 million to help the rescue and rebuilding operations for those areas affected by floods. Addressing the nation on national television, the Mozambican president has announced a series of measures to help alleviate the social impact of the floods that includes transferring the people from the risk areas to safer zones and to ensure that they do not go back. He said the role of the local authorities in Mozambique will be important in that regard and they cannot keep on resettling the same people over and over, and they must stop people building their homes in places with a high risk of floods. Another measure with immediate effect is to allocate funds to the National Institute for Disaster Management to deal with that emergency, and the Mozambique government has also assigned $10 million for rebuilding infrastructures after the emergency period. The government in Malawi has announced that the spread of cholera that killed over 1,000 people in Malawi as a national disaster. The Minister of Health in Malawi, Kumbize Chiponda, said the government is still looking for best ways to stop the rapid spread of cholera and urged people to follow instructions to combat the disease.
Of course, they are slightly going down, but still we are getting over 500 cases on a daily basis, which is worrisome to us. And even the number of people who are dying on a daily basis, you get maybe 10, 15, 20, which is still a worrying factor for us.
Hundreds of retirees have taken to the streets of the Chinese cities of Wuhan and Dalian to protest against cuts to medical benefits, which have reduced retirees' monthly personal medical allowances from 260 yuan per month to 83 yuan. In Wuhan, the city police lined up in multiple rows, some locking arms, while hundreds of mostly elderly protesters split onto the main road, shouting complaints. While in the northeastern city of Dalian, hundreds also took to the streets to protest the health insurance reforms. They said the Chinese government should give back their medical insurance money and argue the Chinese National Parliament to stop the medical reforms because the amount proposed is not enough for them at all.
That was international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports, the governing body of Football Association FIFA and Confederation of African Football CAF representatives have arrived in Dar es Salaam for Benjamin Mkapa Stadium inspection to gauge its readiness to host CAF Super League tournament. The TFF Director of Legal Media and Marketing, Boniface Wambura, says FIFA and CAF inspection is a standard practice in football.
Up to now, the stadium was ready to host the two international big matches between Simba vis-a-vis Raja Casablanca, as well as Yanga vis-a-vis TP Mazembe, which will be conducted in this weekend. And we are, as you see, the ground, the pitch is already maintained. No problem, no fear. I would like to welcome those Tanzanians, the fans, to come for those matches to support our teams, Yanga and Simba.
He adds that TFF is proud to host teams for CAF Super League and the country is ready to facilitate the tournament. Simba Sports Club will join 24 other teams which will participate in new CAF Super League tournament, where the participating teams will be given 5.7 billion for preparation, while champions to be prized with 26.5 billion. The Benjamin Mkapa Stadium manager Salum Tumbuka says after the intensive repairs of the stadium, now it is ready for the big CAF tournament clashes involving Simba SC and Yanga SC this weekend. Mr. Mtumbuka adds that they are satisfied with the level of maintenance done on the pitch and standing, which makes the stadium to be ready for the CAF matches, and asks on the fans to use the stadium facilities with care.
They are here for inspection of the facilities. As we are aware that Simba Sports Club is going to participate in the African Super League. The African Super League is going to be played for the first time in Africa. Of course, we expected the tournament or the league is going to start on October this year. So they are here doing inspection. So after the inspection, we expected that they are going to issue a report on what transpired during their trip here.
Simba SC will play the second game of CAF Champions League Group C against Raja Casablanca from Morocco on Saturday, while Yanga will play their second CAF Confederation Cup match with TP Mazembe on Sunday. All matches are to start at 7 p.m. at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rose Shayo.